We were sitting in a roadside cafe between Ohrid and Bitola in the far south of Macedonia. And my great friend, brilliant guitarist, and consummate gentleman, Tony Kitanovsky, was rummaging through text messages on his phone. And he said, there's this brilliant piano player from Yugoslavia, because it was still Yugoslavia then. And his father is Macedonian. And I went to school with him. And he wants me to do a tour in November, but I can't do it because I have my own band, I conduct a kind of a big band, and I've got some other stuff on, so I can't do it. What do you think? So I said, give me his phone, or give me your phone and I'll call him. So I called him, and he was a really, really nice guy, very congenial guy, Vasil. And he said, yeah, I'm getting gigs in November. Can you make it? And I was like, yeah, I can come. Sure. He said, you know something? You could be my lucky ace. Because being Irish, that's kind of exotic. Forget about like you've played with this guy, you've played with that guy. Over there, you're Irish, you're exotic, So basically, so the gigs just kept coming in. It was unbelievable. And eventually I got a flight to Belgrade and got a lift to this sprawling Soviet era tower block estate outside on the north of Belgrade, the northern suburbs of Belgrade. So I went there and I went up, and basically Vasil had like a massive flat at the top of one of those tower blocks. So I went up and met him, and like basically I was given a small room in a kind of a loft. Fantastic kind of panoramic view of the northern suburbs of Belgrade. It's fantastic. And then I came down and he said, do you want a Turkish? And I was like, kind of, what's that? I kind of presumed it was like hookah or something like that. And basically they call their coffee, their kind of espresso coffee, Turkish. So I had one. I said, look man, could I have another one? And he gave me two. And then we took off into downtown Belgrade. And basically we went to a townhouse, and I wouldn't like to have asked the price of the townhouse actually in downtown Belgrade. And we went into the basement, and we basically, as soon as we started playing, I said, now I know why Tony didn't want to do it, because the lads were doing all metric modulation and all this kind of stuff. Like they were playing stuff in 7/8, and you kind of had to do a melody in 4/4 against that. And like they were doing 5, you got to do 3 against them and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of guessed like that's why Tony didn't want to do it. But I got it together. We made it happen. So then I kind of had, like, we went back to the flat, and he said, Mark, we're buying a crate of beer and we're going to smoke some stuff. So do you want to join us? And I said, Vasil, I'll take a pass on that. I'll take a rain check. I'm going to have to learn that music. So I got the CDs, went up to the loft and got that music under my fingers. And that is the story of my life. So while the other guys were having the time of their lives, having a laugh, I had to go up and make sure I had that music sorted for the concert tomorrow night. But not only that, we also played on live TV, because everybody over there watches television. Television is the big thing, and everybody gets onto the sofa, and it's kind of a collective thing. And we were on prime time, Yugoslavian TV live, playing one of my tunes, actually 2 of my tunes, with Vasil and Marko. Marko is a professor in a university in America of drumming. An incredible Olympic band. I mean it. We toured all over Yugoslavia, from the north, 5 minutes away from Hungary, to the south, where I stayed in a house, and the land of the man who owned the house went into Albania. Albania was a 5-minute walk away, and over to near Ukraine, everywhere. And it was one of the best bands I was ever in. I played in a good few bands that are amazing, but this was really, really good band. Really, really good, and really great guys. And like all the guys were were Serbs. They were all Serbian, and played in Croatia, play all over the place, and get, they just have friends everywhere, and it was, absolutely fantastic. Like amazing audiences, especially in the north near Hungary. I've never experienced a crowd like that in my life. They were screaming at the band. Wouldn't let them. I think we played several encores. I don't even want to kind of try and remember how many encores we played, but they were absolutely ecstatic. And we were told that no, we're not leaving, and we had to drive back to Belgrade because we were going away somewhere else the next day. And we were lucky to get out of there because they absolutely loved what we were doing. Thank you very much for listening.